my show had value, and that I'm sorry that that what I was doing had value. Had value. And in the end, I'm sorry, I try not to cry on TV. And I think this is kind of like me on TV. So I apologize. And that it kind of, and then it mattered. I see Karen is there, and she's been texting me as well. And so what I will just say is that in the end, thank you. Where I land is that the moment that of guilt that I felt, that I went hard on so many issues, whether it was the Black Lives Matter issues of a young baby or a mom or a dad that was killed, or when we opened up people's eyes to the fact that Asian Americans were being targeted, and not just Black folks, that, or went hard for immigrants who've done nothing but come to this country like my parents did and try to make a life and defended them. Or whether we've talked about what the president is doing that is subversive to the Constitution, that is injurious to our liberty, defending books that people find inconvenient, that Nicole Hannah-Jones put into our spirit, that we need to understand 1619 as the real founding of this country, whether it's talking about any of these issues, and yes, whether it's talking about Gaza and the fact that we as the American people have a right to object, to little babies being bombed. And where I come down on that is I'm not sorry. I am not sorry that I stood up for those things, because those things are of God. And I'm a church girl too, and those are the things that I was taught were of God. And so I'm not sorry. I'm just proud of my show.
Well, Joy Reid is out the door. MSNBC has had enough of her. Her show is canned. What does this mean? This means another person that's going to try to make it on their own. Meritocracy, right? Meritocracy in the private sector is all over the place. And this is one thing she'll learn over time, is she might not have as much pull as she thought she did when she was actually working for the legacy media. So it's going to be crazy to see her try to do her own thing. I'm sure no one's going to pick her up, unfortunately, for her. But this is going to be a compilation of Joy Reid and her worst takes when it comes to her show on MSNBC. This is a amazing thing to see, and I can't believe that this didn't come sooner. But without being said, let's get it.
Call me that. Is this really about me fixating on race, or is it about you fixating on race?
But Donald Trump wants to never let Black and brown folk up off the mat. Evident what they mean by DEI, right? Why not just say what you mean? You can't stand Black people. We get it. You've been heard.
Are you committed to naming a Black woman as your vice presidential running mate?
They wanted to go after.
And right there, that's when he said, right, Joe Biden said that he absolutely was going to get a colored person for the thing. So the DEI aspect, that's what people meant by that for Kamala Harris.
The brown people too, because of course that is their other target.
You feel joy? Say joy.
It's not fashionable to be openly racist anymore in America, unlike what they call the good old days. Only the white Christian men may have the things. So you own everything that happens to your mixed status families and to your wives, sisters, and abuelas.
Joy.
If you are Black plus anything else, you are Black. Violent white nationalism that today threatens our national security.
Make a joyful noise.
Don't send any of those invites to any Black women you know.
We do have a fascist groundswell in parts of this country, mainly among white men, let's be clear.
I mean, you're also a white guy. Are you saying the we is white folks need more kids?
Make your own dinner, MAGA. Make your own sandwiches. Wipe your own tears.
Only God can give that woman the kind of joy she had right there.
Similarities to what happened in Germany and what's happening now in America are just undeniable.
Donald Trump is acting like a Nazi, talking like a Nazi, and now posting like a Nazi.
Like Trump, Hitler was also viewed as a clown, a goon who could be kept in line after a 4-year break to, learn to accurately quote Adolf Hitler. Right wingers were saying, get in the oven. And
This is just nauseating to watch. Her takes were so based on race. It wasn't even remotely based on anything merit or policy wise. For the most part, everything she viewed was through the lens of race. And you clearly through this, Hall of Shame compilation that we're watching.
Anytime you made any benign comment on Twitter. Elon Musk, I guess he misses the old South Africa in the 80s. He wants that back. Yes, look. Not only is Trump a criminal, he's also someone who is arguably in mental and perhaps even cognitive decline. Yes, Biden is aging. He shuffles when he walks and forgets names and makes gaffes. But he's not incoherent. He can give us prompter speech.
This is so funny to watch back. The gaslighting from these people were inconceivable. Now that we're seeing, and we know for a fact that Joe Biden was on a cognitive decline for a very, very long time. So, yeah, it's hilarious.
Man, yes, sir.
Kamala Harris has passed the audition flawlessly. This has been, in many ways, a perfect campaign. For misappropriating Black vernacular for misogynistic purposes, Elon Musk is the absolute worst. They've taught people the word inflation, right? Most people who would have never used that word ever in their lives are using it now because they've been taught it. So many of us are not safe in Donald Trump's America. If you're mad at United Healthcare and you voted for Trump, you essentially voted for America to be run like United Healthcare.
And you think, oh yeah, they let the race lady in. Blah, affirmative action. Blah. Well, listen, let me cheer you up, okay? I got into Harvard and Yale, Vassar, and the University of Denver too, because I had a really high GPA and fantastic SAT scores.
Let me just be clear. I got into Harvard only because of affirmative action. A Black woman forced you to pay $100.
Oh.
$75 million fine. For me, there's something poetic and actually wonderful about that. It says something good about our country that we're still capable of having that happen. Go DEI. My DEIs are bringing it home.
Wow. That is so hilarious. That actually was funny. I really thought that was comical. Joy Reid, Hall of Shame compilation, the worst of the worst. And it's only going to get better from here. Meritocracy and actual views and ratings are actually going to be the things that they view as success, not just having a quota, doing this, doing that. And I'm hopefully a lot of these legacy media places, MSNBC, CNN, ABC, all this kind of stuff, they start a more neutral, balanced approach, and maybe even having some conservatives actually have a show on their network. So, but who knows? Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share Smooth Unfiltered.